On March 26, 2022, I was called up to visit a location in rural New Hampshire to check out and help cast an interesting footprint find. This is that story. Camera is rolling. So on March 26th, 2022, I got a call from my buddies Evan and Brian about an interesting trackway they had discovered in a location where Evan had actually seen a Sasquatch in 2018. That's crazy.
Oh, Chewy, on.
I know, I was just looking at that too. Come on, up. I think he just stepped right in the middle of it.
Shit.
Get up.
That's toes. Yeah, look, we got trackway. On. Get across the road.
Wow, dude.
On. Dude. Are you kidding me? Dude, there's broken branches going through here.
Do you want to go? Do you want to take a little... Do you want to go in there?
Dude!
Dude, what are the odds?
Look at that.
Look at that!
We need to call Aleks.
No
Toe.
fucking
Toe.
way!
Toe. Alright, I guess I'll
You can
just try
see
it out.
toe impressions.
I guess I'll just try it out.
That thing was heavy.
Yeah, I'm a size 14 foot.
And it's just not even...
So with that said, I raced out the door to help them cast it.
Alright, so it's probably been about an hour since we found the tracks. And we're just waiting for Aleks Petikoff to bring some good plaster and some other equipment to really get this thing... I'm guarding it because I don't want any traffic to come by and mess it up. And Chewy's just going nuts. He just wants to get hiking.
We were parked down there.
Yeah.
So this is how I know where my spot is because the plow truck hit this.
Oh, it hit the tree,
and
right,
I
right,
completely forgot that this whole trail is here.
Okay.
Now, while we were walking over here,
that
I was like, look out, dude.
There it is.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
Toes. Now,
Wait till you see the other one.
but
though.
look at that. And then you have this over here.
I mean, straight.
Now, I told him to look on the other side of the road, and we both went, he went this way, I went this way, and he was like, dude.
Oh wow, look at that. That's
I
interesting.
mean, look at
Yeah,
the...
be careful, there's
Look at
certain
the...
pros right
Yeah, that's really weird.
You know what I mean? And we put we were covering it over the camp. We were so freaking out. We didn't want anyone coming or even noticing anything. So we put a couple leaves over it, of course.
Yeah, right. You put these in here?
Yeah.
Mind if I just grab them?
Yeah,
out?
go ahead. Yeah, grab them out. We didn't know what... We didn't want to touch this over here,
Yeah,
but
this
with the
one.
leaves on top.
Yeah.
We wanted other witnesses here.
Yeah, for sure. It's a very weird shape. Yeah, look at that. It's strange, man. It really is.
Yeah.
Like,
With the
you
way
didn't find anything going up that way?
I went up that, I went in there about
was you guys
50
too?
yards.
That was us.
I was looking at that. I just took leaves off to see what that was.
Right. Yeah, you want to just point out what you think you're seeing here?
Potential footprint. Not really too sure if it's, Sasquatch, but
this happens
Didn't
to
see
be
him
in
make it.
a location where
I
you
had
an encounter.
I had my encounter right there. That's where I was standing there.
So so basically the area we're in, I mean, you got a pond down here. They've got the track here, and the other ones are on the other side of the road. It literally goes straight line, but that's an interesting one. Then if we come over here, you can see a pretty deep heel here.
Yeah.
Almost what looks like toes up here. Something in the middle here, I don't know what that is, but you can see, I mean,
There was a piece of wood that was right there.
It almost is like a little bit of a toe impression. Yeah, so that was where the wood was?
Yeah, that was a little like piece of a stick.
There's a piece of a stick. You don't happen to know where that stick went?
No.
You've got another kind of impression right here. Yeah, it's tough with the leaf litter, and it just kind of goes up, up that way, huh? All right, so we've got 2 tracks here, 25 feet between track 1 that's visible coming from this area to here. So we're gonna cast all 3 of these prints. I'm gonna give Cliff Barrickman a call because we are in a little bit of an incline here, so we just kind of wanna make sure we do it right in terms of casting. He's had a lot of experience, obviously, casting.
Hello.
Hey Cliff, how's it going, man? This is Alex.
It's all right. Yeah, how you doing, sir?
We have a potential track find here in New Hampshire in a line, and we're just it's on a little bit of a slope, so I've never cast on a slope like this, so I'm just kind of reaching out to see if there's any tips or anything you might be able to lend us.
Oh yeah, sure. It depends on the slope and the situation, of course, but
sure.
I've cast on more than a 45-degree slope before.
Okay, yeah, this is less than 45 for sure. This is like the embankment of on the side of a dirt road.
Yeah.
Well, you can try to build a dam.
Okay.
If that works.
I got paper bags in the back.
But you're already out in the field right now, I assume, right?
Yeah, we got paper bags, probably got some plastic stuff. I got a bunch of survival stuff in the back of my car, so I'm sure we could probably makeshift something.
Like 20 pounds probably when you walk out of there.
Sure. We've got a big bag of Paris.
Scale item in every photograph, or people are going to heckle you.
All right, so we're gonna start the process here. The print is here. We're gonna cast this one first. I'm gonna just get this stick out of the way. Yeah. We're gonna leave all the litter and stuff in the way. There's leaf litter. Okay, so we're all set. We're all done with the casts. We've got obviously one here. This is the one that came up from, I guess, down that way.
Right here.
Right through here.
Yep.
Comes here and then straight line across to going up over the stone wall. This one is the interesting one that had the possible toe. So we're really hoping we got some toe marks in there because it had 4 toe prints kind of right in there. We've got this one, which is a little bit of more of like a slide. Wasn't that great, but we still decided to cast it. I guess it would have gone up there. We'll have to check that out. But could you guys just like set the scene for me? You know, why were you out here, and you know what leading up to this track find? I mean, what's the deal with this?
So back in 2018, I actually had an encounter right there, less than 3 feet away from where the tracks themselves are. Basically, today we planned to meet up not too long ago, and we parked down here. You know, I just want to show him, possibly make my first YouTube video for my channel. So as we're walking down here, we're just chatting. We're walking right along this way, and as we walked up here, I'm pointing out where I had my encounter, and you noticed it as well as I, the indent in the soil right over there.
Right.
And we try to stop his dog Chewy from stepping on the track. So, you know, then I went around the track looking at it from the woods, basically, right where that rock was. That's where I was standing. And you can see toes in the top of the track. And, you know, obviously we got excited. We want to make sure that no one stepped on that track. And we had the idea going on this side, seeing if there was any other tracks, because this was, well, this footprint was pointed this way. So we went over here, and he ended up finding those tracks going up this slight hill.
You want to just run me through maybe like what you saw when you had that sighting here?
So it was
kind of right, if you want to go to where it was.
So creature was literally sitting, well, standing right around here. What I thought it was a reflector on this tree here.
Yeah.
As I was coming over this little hump in the road, I caught that, and then I saw the creature's arm move up, and I stopped right around that tree over there, the closest one to the road, next to the little boulder. Stopped right there, and as this thing is standing here, I can see the eyes. It was like a amber auburn type of color. It lowers its arm slowly, and mind you, I can see the hairs from its arm illuminated in the car's high beams. And it was kind of like this.
What time of year was that?
This was like November.
November, gotcha.
Yeah, it was actually Thanksgiving Day. Well, night. So it was kind of like a cherry orange type of brownish color that was illuminated from the car's lights. The rest of the creature's hair was completely black.
Gotcha.
So
and I mean, I know you've told me the story before, but you said that you could tell it was a male, right?
Yep, it definitely had male genitalia on it. And the only reason why I was able to see it so clearly was it was at my car's level of where it was. So if you can imagine, when we measured it to where I thought, you know, the head was, right about here, it was right above 7.5 feet tall. So basically, I caught the creature almost in like a mid-stride. It had 1 foot almost kind of like down the hill and 1 foot up here. And it lowers its arm slowly, and it's just kind of looking at me with like that face of like a disappointed parent. Like, what are you doing here? Why are you still staying there? Why aren't you driving away? And the thing's just like looking at me. I don't have a great estimate on time because, you know, time can be altered in those moments to the human mind. And the last thing it did before I went down the hill here, it puffed out its cheeks, like, and I saw the hot steam leave its breath, well, leave its mouth, as it kind of just walked away. Right down this hill. Now what I'm guessing is it possibly went down and went to the right because I didn't see anything go off this way, but down here that was a blind spot for me. I couldn't see that from the road, so I'm guessing it went down and around me.
All right, so yeah, so again, kind of hard to tell, but I mean, you've got 1, 2, 3, I don't know what's going on here, but possibly that digit. I think once we get it a little more cleaned up, it'll be a little bit easier to tell, but pretty amazing. I mean, so
wow,
that would have been, this would have been, I mean, it's strange because look, if these are toes, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, it's coming out like this, so this would have been a left.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
yeah.
That's the way it looked.
Yeah.
It looked like that was
that was the bigger toe.
We want to call it that, yeah.
That's the impression I got before even casting it.
Here. Let's bring it over here. This is that other one. So this one, put it kind of here. I mean, you can kind of see, like, I don't know. This one would have been a right foot, so this is a left foot.
Yep.
So, I mean, obviously a lot less defined, but do we have any extra water? Evan, if you want to just hold this, like just like that. I'm just going to pour a little bit of water. So tilt this part down a bit, this part down. Yeah, I'm just going to pour like a little bit on here. I'm just going to pour it on most of it, actually, if you don't mind getting your hand wet.
No.
Dude, so look at that. Yeah, I mean,
wow,
you got,
we got it.
Some possible digits, something on there. All right, there we go. So we've got the 3 tracks that we're able to get, I guess, from worst to best in order.
Yeah. Yep.
So this is the second one that was up on that hill. I mean, there's just not a lot here. Obviously, it's not very cleaned up. We just basically just put water on it. This was that one that was actually right over here to the side.
Find, yep.
First find. I mean, Not a lot going on here. It's very hard to tell, as is the case. I mean, the substrate around here in New England is just not great. I mean, this is what you're looking at, you know, so. But that being said, this one is interesting. We've got a pretty good shape on it. And obviously we have, I mean, very interesting looking digits here that came out pretty clearly. Digits of something, what it is, I don't know, but it's there. So we have the 3 tracks. So we're gonna go check down by the water now. This area is beautiful. We'll check it out, and then we'll go up that way and see what else is up that way. So yeah, that's the plan. So again, this is where that first print was. The other 2 are right there. So we're gonna go back down here. Brian, you said you thought you'd seen turkey feathers down here?
Straight. I followed the tracks.
Yep.
Straight down to the water to see if I could find any more tracks.
Right on.
I got down. See this? We're starting to see signs of feathers.
Oh, right. I see that. Oh yeah, look at
going.
that. So we got some turkey feathers. Oop, zoomed in too far.
There's a bunch of little ones too.
So I mean, that's you know, that's interesting. Yeah, you've got a ton in this. All right here.
All over.
No bones or no carcass.
Nope, just the feathers.
We got some feathers. So
Here's
more turkey feathers.
And they look, it's like it was ripped. You see what I mean?
Oh yeah, look at that. Hold on, let me zoom in.
It's like it was ripped out.
Well, look at
Interesting.
these right here. Have you seen these?
I didn't go.
Yeah, let's walk carefully here in case there's anything around. But
It's almost like there's
yep, there's a lot. A lot of turkey feathers. So here's the area right around here. And you've got a great habitat for moose right in this area with these marshes. So we're not getting much print-wise, nothing down here. We've got a lot of turkey feathers. I think it's maybe a turkey roost. There's just kind of all over the place. Okay, so we're back at the location of the 2 tracks. Just gonna start walking right up. Did you say you walked up here a little bit?
I walked up. I went in a little.
Okay.
I went in pretty far.
Again, comes right up over the wall here. Right
Yeah,
up.
I just saw a wet area, so I just wanted to see if I could find any more tracks over
Yeah, right. You have a couple little parted areas, right?
Yeah.
Right behind you right here.
Yep.
But I mean, that could
Yeah,
be
well, you
anything.
can see
That could
there
be
was
moose.
just-
Look at this
yeah.
though. This is I do find this interesting. Did you come this far?
I came this far. I went over
Okay, well,
right to that. Right
so
to
you
that.
got one here. Look at this. You got that and you've got that right there. You see that?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh wow.
Dude,
Oh, that's far.
look at
Yeah, and I
it's
didn't go
in
up there.
in a track. It's in a line. So we got. I mean, you know, that again, that's hard to tell what it could be, but it's going this way, whatever it is. Still here. Look, right here,
Yep.
right here,
We didn't go up here.
right here. Wow, interesting. I you know, it's
Definitely a game trail.
there's some water or something right up here. So yeah, look at that game trail.
Yep. There
You
you
got
go.
some deer evidence. Right on. So this almost looks like an old trail here. I mean,
that's
this
what
we've
it
got
feels like.
deer scat all through here,
Yep.
and then up here over this log. But look, and there's not a whole lot of prints or anything here. I mean,
I do too.
are you filming?
Yeah.
So look at this. I mean, mind if I grab that for a second? I'm gonna go right up to this little cave and just check that out. Our camera battery died on the Handycam, so we're sticking to GoPro for now. But look at this little area. If you're a little critter, you could bed up in there. Oh, yep. We got some porcupine scat. So, porcupines. Wow, yeah. That's a lot. There's a lot. See all that porcupine scat?
Oh wow.
You got another little space up in here. Yep. So plenty of, I love it. These are glacial erratics. That's what these things are called.
No kidding.
And this is what, you know, the glacier would have deposited. So you'll find in the middle of the woods in New England, just big boulders everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Something's bedded down in here.
Yeah, you can see that bed.
Yep. I mean, if you had to.
Smaller, but.
If you had to, you could curl up right here.
So
there's the pond. So we just scoured the whole area. Didn't find a whole lot, but man, it's been an interesting day, no doubt about that. All right, so again, we've got our 3 casts here. We just walked through the whole area. I mean, not a whole lot, but I think this would be a really good area to come in and actually focus on maybe in a couple weeks here. Do like some night investigating, do some investigations in this area. What do you guys think?
Hell yeah.
We'll get Carrick and the rest of the crew out here.
Yeah. Like I said, I got a pretty good.
Very promising. I mean, it's again hard to say what it is, but I mean, it's interesting. So okay, so here is the best of the 3 casts. Obviously this one we managed to capture whatever's going on here, if those are digits or not. They seem that way in the actual ground. So we've got this angle now. You can see a little bit here of these lines. That's probably the way it was cast. Of course, we casted it, started running out towards the top, but we managed to capture everything that was in here. So most of the track, I mean, you've got a general shape. So if we assume that's a digit there, and this would be the back, we get to about 13, a little over 13 inches. Now looking at it from this way, about 5 or 6 inches wide, about 5. So we're deciding to go back to that location. There could be some possible other evidence we could discover. Maybe there's something still in the area. I don't know. Either way, it's an interesting discovery for New Hampshire. With that said, in early April, the Beyond the Trail crew headed out to the area near the track find, joined by Brian and Evan. While we couldn't camp in the exact area, we set up shop nearby and began to get ready for the night out. Alright, well, we're going to head out to this area near where the track find was. Just kind of poke around a little bit, see if we can't stir anything up. We're probably going to try to do 3 teams. We're going to have enough people to do 3 teams. We've got this power line area. We know that there's been sightings basically on either side of near where this track find was. You know, obviously we can't say what the track was 100%, but it's interesting. I mean, why not check it out? I think it's just going to be cool. We're going to obviously take out thermal camera. We'll take out the AGM. We're going to take out a psionics, night vision. So I think each team will have something. We'll have one team with the therm, one team with the psionics, the other with the kind of night vision. And both teams will have, or 2 of the teams will have a handy cam with IR as well. So yeah, I think it'll be fun. Let's give it a try, guys. Let's do it. In a heavily forested state like New Hampshire, which is the 2nd most forested state in the U.S. after Maine, power line cuts are often the only wide, clear spaces amongst the trees. With a large power line intersecting through the area and close to the track find, we focused on that area with multiple teams. One team in the woods, another parallel on the power lines, and a 3rd team behind both others. So we're just checking my database. That this is not really something I necessarily publicize a lot, but talk about it on my show. But I have about 45 reports that I've taken over the past few years, including just the different counties in New Hampshire, and based off of that, in this area, this power line, I've got one that's, you know, as the crow flies down this way. Evan also collects reports, and he has some up that way. So kind of what we think is that there may be, I mean, we know wildlife use these areas to move. It's just the path of least resistance, and you got woods on either side. Maybe something like a Sasquatch might do that. There have been history reports not only here but in other places of reports along power lines for whatever reason, you know, whether or not it's just a mode of transportation or not. All right, Evan's here too. Yeah, we're gonna do these 3 teams then. I think the idea is maybe have, so Carrick and Brian, since you guys have Chewy, you have that sort of sense. I was thinking, would you guys want to head into that woods path maybe?
Sure.
So you guys are going parallel, and I don't know, Mike and I can probably head down this way. Eli and you, do you guys want to go ahead of us, start hiking up that way, or how do you want to?
Because I know this area probably the best.
So he knows the area the best. So
Good.
So we're pretty much just gonna follow the road.
So you guys are going into the.
Yeah, me and Brian are going down the trail. Yeah.
All right. So I'm also just gonna run some these kind of, it's like bionic ears, shooting range headphones, amplifies sound. So hopefully I'll be able to hear a little bit further with these, in case we get any sound or anything. See a footprint pretty easily.
Yeah, this is what I would look for.
Then again, the difficulty too, I think the ground's so soft it would just kind of look like an impression.
It's hard to see. I think I could see him moving, yeah. Yep, okay, I got him on here, I see.
Alex, I just wanted to see if you had moved.
No, we haven't moved yet. What's going on?
I just wanted to, Evan and I were curious where you guys were at.
You're still in the parking lot. Let us know when you want us to move or whatever.
Copy that. We're going to walk for a little bit longer and we'll let you know.
What did Eli say?
We want to know if they started walking yet.
Ah.
You heard that, right?
What was it?
Like a crack.
Alright, let's take a...
It got my heart. It was...
Let's take a minute. Oh!
I heard a crack, and then we got the bloop.
Second time, second time. Okay.
I don't know, what do we do? Can you see any? I don't want to put my light on.
No, I don't see much. I can't see that far, unfortunately. A question that I will ask simply out of devil's advocacy. We saw a beaver coming in, right? And we know that beavers slap their tail.
Dude. Could be a beaver.
Slowly in direction, just in the rear.
Copy that.
You're right, it could be a beaver tail.
It could be. The more it happens, the more I'm
Making me
like...
thinking it's a beaver, the more
Yeah.
it happens.
Well, let's move in and see if we can see something.
I would just keep throwing the same kind of...
Right. The same size, right. Carrick and Brian, to everyone else, we're moving closer to where we're hearing what sounds like stuff being thrown into the river. We think it could be a beaver's tail slapping against the water, so we're going to kind of investigate further.
Alright, sounds good, guys. We're just gonna hunt down up here for a little bit and just scan.
You got it, Chief. Alright. I'm not seeing anything yet.
Let us know what you want to do. We're gonna stay up here in the cars.
Dude.
They should start coming down. He's got to start using the night vision up there. He's got to bring the night vision down here.
I'd also like
tell him we need the night vision down here.
A beaver tail slap the water as well, so there are beaver in the area.
Sure thing. If someone wants to, some night vision would be great down here, because we're trying to figure out what's going on. We're hearing these similar sounds. So Brian and I are sitting out here not far down the trail, and we're hearing these strange sounds in the river. And we know that Eli and Evan are hearing beaver slaps, and we saw a beaver coming in.
Yes.
So we know that there's beaver in the area. There's probably a dam nearby. But the sounds that we're hearing, you know, I would say that neither you or I are completely familiar with the sound of a beaver tail slap.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're sitting here waiting for Alexander to come by with some night vision, and we'll see what we can see with that. So to kind of put things in perspective here, just for the camera, we just got confirmation from Eli and Evan that what we were hearing was identical to the beaver slaps that they were actually observing. So again, there's some interesting tidbit about why people think they've heard of Bigfoot data as opposed to Bigfoot data. So we're heading to meet Alexander right now and let him know the situation.
So what's going on?
So you want to explain, Brian?
Well, we were walking and we heard I heard at first a crack and then a bloop, like something was thrown into the water. So we both heard the bloop. So we stopped, waited. It happened again. It happened probably 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, 5 times. I think.
Yeah.
So what was near you, like water?
Water.
A river.
Right
Yeah.
You're at the river?
little pond area. Yeah. We were just sitting there waiting to see if we'd hear anything else, and they're saying they saw the beaver. They were seeing beaver action.
Oh, okay.
So we're thinking it could possibly just be a beaver tail.
The owls are going off.
Yeah, they are. They're going nuts.
Are one of you guys down towards the trailhead?
We have no lights on right now.
What do you see? We might not be alone.
While making their way back to the cars to rendezvous with us, Evan noticed a light near the trailhead by our cars, initially thinking it might be a police officer.
Hello? Guard up. This does not seem like it's a police officer.
You say it does not seem like a police officer?
Yes. The light is gone. Possible, you know, someone looking at our cars.
It wasn't by the cars, it was actually down the trail from you?
I could clearly see that little post that's at the trail. That's kind of like a signboard. Past the gate, illuminated by the light that it was giving off. At the lights.
Okay, gotcha. Alright, you guys want to just head back that way?
If it was the cops, they would have seen him leave.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Light once. That's a good point. They would have seen the vehicle. Yeah, with lights. Or with even just.
We saw like a weird light, and we thought it was like one of you guys' headlights.
No, here's the thing, dude. If that was a person, they went down the trail, you said, right?
Could have, yeah.
We should have sandwiched them.
Yeah.
But here's the question, because we don't know the full story. How close to the cars were you guys?
No, so we were like literally like right through here. Like
You weren't near the cars?
No, this is very close to the cars. Like when
If you had to guess, did you guys go to the cars then?
Yeah, we were at the cars when we were radioing you guys. Yeah.
When you saw that light.
And I saw the light reflect off that little like signpost thing.
So you saw a light when you were walking on the parallel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I would say 35 yards away from the cars.
So, you know, how would somebody that we haven't seen come down here, that you guys literally just came down this way, if it was somebody like a cop, you would have seen the car leave, right?
So I called out to them. I was like, hello, and, you know, no response. And what I saw reflecting off the light was that signpost that's out front, that triangle signpost beyond the gate. The white,
Just a white.
the white, yeah, the white roof on it, but it was like a bluish white, and that's why I thought it was like a cop's LED.
That's interesting.
But me and him both saw it, and I like stopped. I was like,
Both saw it, and like it like turned off. It was gone. So we walked up to the cars. The cars were fine.
Like we did.
Then like, so if it was a headlamp, you know, the person could have turned their back to us, and it would have. I don't want to say it was an orb.
All right, how about this?
These woods are haunted.
Let's go back up there
You want to recreate
and let's recreate it.
Okay.
I don't know how else we can get to any kind of conclusion here.
You got it. I am rolling. Evan, do your thing.
Yeah, even like that. Not even close. And the weird part is it wasn't even like a direct light that was shining onto it. It wasn't even as intense. But it was just brighter in a way that illuminated the area. The light is illuminating like everything around you, and I just want to make sure it wasn't illuminating like the trees above it, was it? No, it wasn't that bright around it, but it was the immediate area. That's why I thought it was a cop with his handheld light pointing down, possibly discussing what to do with another police officer, because it was obstructed in some areas. Yeah, okay, copy that. Okay, so they can see it. It's just odd that someone would be out here right now.
And I don't know, like me and Evan didn't really have much happen. You guys said you heard some sounds.
Yeah.
You know, me and Evan saw that light, which could have been a person. I don't even know.
Yeah, realistically, I mean, could be our minds playing tricks on us, or not. We don't have the greatest senses in these conditions. But even with thermals and night visions and everything, but I mean, that light is I guess, if you want to say, the weirdest thing of the evening.
Yeah.
I was full on expecting to encounter somebody else out here based on what you guys said.
Yeah, it literally looked like a cop, basically.
Like a person, yeah.
The next day, we hung around camp for the morning, awaiting an impending thunderstorm. Got these. You just cut them in half. All right, so we're going to use some Bigfoot maple syrup. This is actually based out of Gilmanton, New Hampshire. Met these folks over at the Whitehall Bigfoot Festival. Very cool people. Hooked me up with some syrup and some stickers, and nothing like real New Hampshire maple syrup, and especially with the Bigfoot on there. So I'm excited to put that on our pancakes.
Oh, Alex.
So we're using homemade butter that Evan made.
All right, who's going first? Alex, why wouldn't you just put it to your mouth? What was the logic behind that? What did you think was gonna happen, bro? What did you expect? Give me your thoughts.
Beyond the trail.
Give me your thoughts on this current situation, Alex.
I love it. This is what I live for, man.
Is it really?
You gotta sometimes be a little rough on the edges, you know?
What do you like about it?
Just wild.
Shore?
Yeah, yeah. Look at it. Look at that rain shack.
This is one of the most pathetic sights I've ever seen in my life. This just makes this like.
It's just very sad.
How's it?
A little burnt. But, come here.
You guys filmed everything. Oh, right. You just had to say that, huh?
I'm gonna film you.
Be careful. It sucks. What are you gonna do? You know? I've accepted my fate.
What is going on right now?
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
He just looks so uncomfortable.
The rain has subsided. How do you feel?
Much better now.
Yeah, we're gonna
I'm not wet.
turn the day around. Later on, we met up with a local who had experienced something strange in the area a few years back. He wishes to remain anonymous.
So this was in February of 2018. It was about midnight, and we're getting ready to go to bed, and we hear this really loud noise. It sounded like something had fallen on the porch downstairs. So my wife was like, you know, what was that? And I said, well, I'll go check it out, make sure everything's okay. It wasn't windy that night. It was really cold. I remember it being really cold, and so I went out to the porch, and when I got onto the porch, I could hear somebody kind of milling around outside off to the left. So I let my wife know, and I said, hey, why don't you call the police department? Somebody's out here. 10 minutes, but between that 5 to 10 minute time frame, both squad cars showed up, and they both parked on the side where our apartment was. And they said, oh, is everything okay? And I said, well, there was someone out here. I don't know what was going on, but there was a loud noise up front. We didn't know if someone was trying to break into the place or whatever. So both officers were there for, this transpired over about 20 minutes or so. And as all three of us are standing there, all three of us were armed, we could hear someone, we assumed, walking away through a swamp area which was behind the residence, which was odd because it was very cold that night. So the two officers started to investigate. They called out a couple of times, and every time they would call out, this person would stop, and then as soon as it got kind of quiet, they would start walking again. So one officer went down the road just a little bit to get a different angle. His determination was, oh, well, it's ice cracking. It doesn't really sound like anybody's walking. But the other officer that happened to be, we were standing pretty close to each other, and he goes, that's somebody walking. He goes, why would somebody be walking through the swamp? And we kind of looked at each other, and I said, what's wrong with this? There's something wrong with this. And he looked right at me, and he said, it's not running. They should be running to get away, you know. And you could hear something just walking away. You could hear little branches breaking. You could hear the movement of the grass, you know, the taller grass that was left. You had three men with firearms yelling at whoever it was. They never acknowledged or were afraid that we were even there. And mind you, as we're talking, it's still walking away. You could hear it going through the ice. You could hear the water. It was really weird. the one officer said, well, I don't think there's anything going on. It's just the ice cracking. Let us know if anything happens. And he left. The dam officer kind of stayed for a few more minutes. He seemed a little more concerned, and he told me, he goes, if anything else happens tonight, give me a call. I'll come back out. So he leaves, and I stayed outside for a few minutes, and I could still hear whatever it was walking away. Of course, I couldn't sleep really the rest of the night. So the next day I went out, and I was trying to figure out what fell over, and I couldn't determine what had fallen out because the bench wasn't knocked over. Nothing seemed out of place. And I walked around the side of the building, and I looked over the embankment, and you can see where something had slid down the embankment and was in the swamp. And you could see whatever it was, it's where it stepped. And the steps were, whatever it was big. And it went through the ice. And when I looked, the water was just slightly frozen again from where it went through. And the ice was fairly thick. It just defied logic to me, and this was, 4 years ago, and I still think about it, trying to figure out, they used to hang deer, they would weigh deer in, and and if it is something other than, I'm wondering if maybe it caught a scent, came in to investigate, maybe, and then we kind of interrupted it, and it just kind of walked off.
Yeah, so we're back where we cast it here. This is where that print was, the first one you guys found?
First print.
Yeah. You can still see a little bit of plaster there. And then those impressions are still there. I mean, you can check it out over here. Look at that. Here we go. Look at that.
Oh, you can see that real clear on the camera.
Yeah. So it was 1 and 2, just kind of like in this pattern. It was like that. That's how they are. That's the one with the digits that we got, and right up into there, up over that rock wall. But we're really close to that power line where we went last night, and we were just discussing this. We got another local in tow with Ryan, and there just seems to be a long history of weirdness in this area. There's BFRO reports around here. Evan's got reports. I've got a report from, as the crow flies down this power line.
There's a cluster.
Yeah, there's a cluster,
radius.
something. That pond, perfect pond, kind of right over here. So I don't know. There's something going on here. So I think maybe we can go back to kind of that same area we were last night. Keep going down that way. I don't know if that's what you think might be.
Yeah, I think we should check out that pond.
Call. Yeah. So
this trackway heads right in that direction.
From the pond out, if it indeed is a trackway, and it is right where Evan saw the thing in 2018. It's springtime, stuff's moving around, everything's kind of come to life. So I think, I think we'll head up that way then. Audio's rolling.
You ready for this?
Yep, I just got to put my audio recorder on my backpack. There we go. All right, you guys good to go? Everyone good?
So this is it, huh? This is where we were hearing the bloop bloop splash.
So this is where you guys heard those splashes?
This is where we heard the splashes. Coming from down this way here. Yeah, and like me, no, not yet.
Oh,
and like me and Carrick said, we haven't heard a beaver smack or a beaver tail do that. And it was scary. It startled me and Carrick at first because we're like, "Whoa, what was that?" And then it just kept sporadically doing it on
it. No, that was not it. That sounded like a splash. That was a pretty big clunk.
That was a plunk.
That was definitely
not
a
what we
plunk.
were hearing.
That was not a beaver either. The beaver's loud.
It was
out of response.
way louder than that. Way louder. And Carrick has it. And Carrick got it on.
That might be a noise from the river.
It's got to be
moving
something.
rock. Something is going on.
That sounded like that. I can't believe that little stream is enough to even push boulders.
That's pretty.
You
That's,
want
you want to just listen?
I heard that.
Ryan had an interesting point. Both times we heard the splash, or all 3 times, it was when we were talking.
That was more than the first one though.
Every time it happens is when we're talking, I guess.
That sounded like actual splash. Like
It was like a.
Did you hear the? You heard the boop and then a splash?
It was a loud one down there. Yeah.
I'd say we go down there.
That's what I'm saying. We go down this.
Let's
path.
go down that. Let's go that way then. I'm gonna take up.
Even the dogs are going.
I think he just wants to follow Aleks.
I think he just wants to follow me, right?
That was loud. Is that similar to what you heard yesterday? That was loud. I couldn't. That way. I'm gonna just. I want to see if I hear it without this and see if how similar it is. Oh, of course.
I heard it again. Yeah.
He's probably just getting restless. Yeah. I don't know, it's just still water. It's just still water. Dude, that's so weird. It's legit like a path through the water. Dude, look at it. Yeah, so definitely not a trail this way.
That's the direction of where you guys want, and it's kind of hard to hear it. It's just a consistent rustling, basically. Not sure how far.
All right, well, just keep your eyes peeled in that area. We're not that much further in front of you. There's just water here.
You got it.
Hi, Chewie.
It sounded kind of more like orderly, light footsteps. And it could easily just still be the condensation. Because we were hearing that at first. It stopped. And then just now, as you guys were coming in, it sounded like it.
Really?
Yeah, back over here. And it could just be the pattern in which condensation's falling. We heard barred owls too.
Yeah, we
But
heard
it was
that.
footstep-like.
There's nothing down that way. It's just
the water?
It's basically a puddle.
Yeah, okay.
A big puddle.
Right.
The condensation's playing tricks on us. Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, typical kind of night in the woods.
quiet out there. I mean, we heard some clunking noises. I still think it might be rocks in the river just making a loud noise. Cold, quiet night, not a whole lot going on. Some barred owls. It's a big area. Anything could be hiding out there, so.
Yeah. I just think it's weird that it stopped.
Yeah, we didn't hear that clunking anymore.
That's the only thing that's like a...
something slightly unusual. If you can say that, yeah. I don't know.
Other than that, pretty quiet.
Yeah. Guys, closing thoughts. What do you guys think? It was interesting?
Very interesting, especially the first night. First night was interesting. With those recordings of the sound of that water splashing was very interesting.
We'll have to review the audio, check it out.
And of course the light.
Yeah, the light. I'm at a complete loss. I don't know. I have no idea what that was. You know, and I don't want to say, you know, I don't even want to really guess as to what it is, because no theory really fits. Nothing fits, you know, but who knows? Maybe it was just a trick of the light or something we saw in our heads, but it's weird that both of us saw it, you know?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you know, you've been to New Hampshire a couple times before.
Yeah.
What did you think about the lay of the land in some of the areas we were in, as somebody who's not from here?
I mean, it's thick. Yeah, it's tough to get through, you know? And, I mean, I don't know. A person walking around in the woods at night seems unlikely, but also we're doing it. So, you know, it's not impossible, but I just don't know what it could have been.
Right. So yeah, Brian, I mean, you're in this area, you hike in New Hampshire. What did you think of it all?
I thought the area, for the radius of encounters that have happened, and where we were looking, for where we found Evan's encounter, to the trackways, to people come to, you know, Mike locals. and locals coming up and giving their theories on you know, these patterns that are going on, these clusters of sightings. It really makes you wonder how many more sightings are out there that people haven't come forward to. So we're hoping this ripple effect will start to get people to come out and start sharing more of stuff that's happening to them that they can't explain.
Right. That makes sense. Chewy, what do you think? What do you think, Chewy? Yeah.
That's
okay. I agree.
Right there.
No, in all seriousness, we'll have to keep our eyes out on this area.
Yeah. It's definitely an area I'm definitely going to come back to.
I mean, you know, there's just these corridors in New Hampshire where wildlife moves through, and these things are reported to move through it, as we're seeing. So
those power line areas, for sure. It's definitely something to keep looking into.
Yeah. Well, either way, it was an interesting time. Good time camping. Good time in the woods. So.